Hi, today I'm going to do a film analysis for the movie titled The Social Network. Introduction. The Social Network is an American true-to-life drama film made in 2010 directed by David Fincher and written by Aaron Sorkin. It is a major critical and commercial success that grossed over $224 million. The story follows a Harvard undergrad and a computer programming genius, Mark Zuckerberg, played by Jesse Eisenberg, in his journey of becoming one of the youngest billionaires ever by creating a new social networking concept that, several years later, would turn into today's world's largest social networking site, Facebook. The film conveys power, friendship, ambition, trust, betrayal, and greed. It shows the ups and downs of starting and managing a social platform, and as being an internet entrepreneur, showing his struggles from personal issues to legal battles. Summary of the story. It starts off with a tense scene as Mark Zuckerberg and his girlfriend argues in a pub that ends up with her leaving him because of his rude, arrogant, and egocentric behavior. It results to him reacting in an insensible way by writing an unpleasant blog about her. After getting an idea from a friend, he then hacks the Harvard network to obtain photos and information of all the female students and creates a website called FaceMash that lets the male students to rate them according to their attractiveness. It became such a popular site among the students that when the administrative board of Harvard found out about it, Zuckerberg displayed his arrogance and insolence by telling them that they should be grateful to him for showing them the weakness of their system. He was then put on academic probation for hacking and crashing the network. Despite being punished, he gained attention from Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss, two wealthy twins that are the embodiment of Harvard's elite. They were both intrigued by Zuckerberg and decided to approach him to discuss and develop their own dating website that was exclusively for their campus, called Harvard Connection. It piqued Zuckerberg's interest that it made him partially steal the Winklevoss twins' ideas by coming up with his own version of it, called the Facebook, while using his friend Eduardo Saverin as his financier in funding the site. When the twins found out about it, they were furious and eager to take Zuckerberg down. Meanwhile, the Facebook was already gaining a lot of attention, not only to Harvard, but to other elite universities, including Yale, Stanford, and later to Oxford and Cambridge in Europe. This caught the attention of Sean Parker, the infamous creator of Napster, who befriended Zuckerberg and convinced him to become a part of the Facebook's team. The friendship led to Zuckerberg backstabbing Saverin by removing his co-founder status and reducing his shares to 34% to 0.03%, which made him leave. Zuckerberg soon regrets his decision of trusting Parker when he was caught with illegal substances that led to his dismissal from the company. The film continues with the Winklevoss twins suing Zuckerberg for stealing their idea and additional legal battles with Saverin. It took years before Zuckerberg manages to resolve his legal issues by providing a $65 million settlement to the Winklevoss and an undisclosed amount to Saverin. Analysis and opinion. In my opinion, none of the main characters in the film were admirable. Each one of them had a very distinct flaw. Mark Zuckerberg was an arrogant, self-centered, and misogynistic man from the start when he was being rude to his ex-girlfriend Erica Albright, and when I realized that Facebook was a result of a site for rating women solely based on how they look, and until the end when he cut off his co-founder and longtime friend, Eduardo Saverin. He seems to have attracted the same type of people into his company. Parker made actions that were not carefully considered, and Saverin was an aggrieved person, inconsistent with his job, and he evaded his taxes. From what I observed in the movies, Zuckerberg shouldn't have betrayed Saverin, his longtime friend, for someone he just met. Although Parker had experience with Napster, it was fairly different to what the Facebook's concept was, considering his platform was a music sharing site. On the other hand, Facebook would have difficulty starting out without the help of Saverin's funding. But after all things considered, Facebook is still the #1 social media platform in the world today, with or without Parker or Saverin. Even though Zuckerberg ended up making Facebook, the leading social networking site, because of his vision, knowledge, confidence, and discipline, Saverin, Parker, and the Winklevoss twins made contributions in certain ways that led to its success. Insight and conclusion. The film was helpful in showing how and where Facebook started and progressed into becoming a successful company, despite the legal cases and complications. There were two things that I learned from this movie. One, even if the Winklevoss twins had the original idea for what the Facebook was, Mark Zuckerberg was the one who accomplished in making the site and improving its concept. It's not really about who had the idea first, it was about who had the talent and determination to execute it and make it better. And two, I learned that even if Zuckerberg and Saverin were both close, they lacked loyalty. They may disagree on the visions and directions of the company, but it is still not a reason for betrayal. It only shows that in life, not all things are agreeable, even to friends that are together the longest. And that was my film analysis for the movie The Social Network.